So rich Uncle Georgia Jim loaned me a whole big old box of locks to pick, and I'm gonna start with this one. It's a 2-row VSR. It's got 5 pins on the right, 4 pins on the left, and when I opened the box, I picked this one first time, and I didn't know anything about what was in it. It didn't come with a key. And after picking, I was like, oh, this feels like it felt like it had tapered pins in it, or maybe if not that, then overmilling or T-pins, because I needed to tap the pins a lot. And it turns out CorrectJeans made a nice gutting video on this, and it has a bunch of T-pins in there on every slot, so nine T-pins. So that explained that. And I found that the first time I was picking it, I was using my best tension control, and it took a little bit to get open, not too bad. And I was thinking it felt like maybe like a green belt lock, and went to the LPU, and they're telling me, and I looked it up, and it's a blue belt lock, and there's all kinds of issues with it. And then I went and I picked it again, but this time I used kind of like gorilla level tension, and I felt it was a lot easier to pick even. So if you're gonna pick this, I'd recommend try gorilla tension on it. This is just a tensioner. It's 2 Z-bars together to kind of fill the slot, and I just got this 3D printed extension on here so that instead of pushing here, if I push here, I can add more tension without having to push any harder, right? Using physics. So to pick this, I'm going to use 2 multi-pick Elite G Pro picks. The number 9. My eyesight's getting really bad these days, and the number. Where's the number on it? The number 1. So there are 2 curved flags. One curves to the left, one curves to the right. And I'll use the one that curves like this. I'll use, so that one curves to the right. I'm going to use that on the left pins. It kind of, the arc kind of clears the right pins. So let's go ahead and try this guy out. I don't know if it matters what side you start on, but I'm just going to be looking for pins that are, I'm using quite a bit of tension. I mean, I guess not gorilla tension, but I'm using quite a bit of tension. And the first one is jiggly. It's loose on the left. The second one, I can't even. Wait, the second one I'm working my way up onto on the left. Fourth one got a click. Third one, nothing. Second one. I think I had to work my way up onto the second one, but it doesn't really seem like it's binding. One nice thing about using a lot of tension is the key pins on here have they're like spools, so if you overset them, you're kind of screwed. But with a lot of tension, you don't get to the point where you can even counter rotate them or anything to overset them. So once you get a few of these pins set, so pin 5 got a click on the right. Pin 2 I think got a little click before that, and pin 1 I was getting a little movement out of. So like I was saying before, it's a lot of kind of tapping these pins, checking their pin states. So 3's jiggly, or I don't want to say jiggly. Like usually when I say they're jiggling, that's usually a sign of them being set. But I'm just feeling spring on 2, 3. So some sort of spring. Whether it's like not binding or jiggling, they're just ones I'm not going to push, right? If they feel any sort of spring to them, I'm not going to push on them. So I'm on the left now, and I feel a lot of springiness. So, and one thing I do is the tops of the key pins are a little bit tapered as well. So I think from what I saw in CorrectJeans' video, so I kind of just pulse the tension just in case any of those are overset. It'll drop them back down. Like they might just be catching a little. 3, 4. Yeah, I don't feel anything on the left. Go back to the right. 1 click, big click out of 1. I think that's counter rotation there on 4. So that means you're getting ready for an overset. I was pushing it way harder than I should have. I was just kind of playing with it. 2, 3 on the right. 4 on the right. Okay, let's check the left side, because I did get that big click on number 1 on the right. Maybe that got some plug rotation and gives me something on the left. So number 2 on the left. Click out of that. Number 4 on the left. Click out of that. Number 1 on the left. Click out of that. 3, another little click. And nothing on the left. Go back to the right. 1, nothing. 2, no. And because I use a lot of tension, I can push pretty hard on these pins, and they won't move if they're not binding. So I don't have to worry too much about overset. But I will jiggle it. I'll jiggle the tension in a second just to check. So I'll jiggle the tension a little, drop a little. I dropped like 1 thing on the left. Usually I'll let off tension enough to usually drop 1 pin, and that'll kind of ensure me I don't have like a stuck overset key pin. Let's check the right again. So you see I keep going back and forth. I'm just feeling pin states. Pin 2 on the right, got a little click there and some plug movement. 3, nothing. Oh, I think maybe 4. No. Or no. 3, no. 2 and 1, no. All right. And check the left. You see I keep jiggling tension. That's just a habit I have to drop potential oversets if there's a really light overset. Okay, so 4, 3. Oh, that was a weird feeling on 2 and 1. Sorry, let me go check 3 and 4 again on the left, because I got that weird kind of semi-click out of 1 and 2. 4 felt really weird. It feels like I'm in overset world right now. Like all these are slightly overset now. That felt like a T-pin click on 1 on the left. So I think I'm still okay. Let's go to the right. Nothing on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. It could be, I do notice also that sometimes it's just stuck. So I did pick this like 3 times, and I just gave it a lot of tension, and it popped open. It doesn't seem to want to do that in this case. Side 1, 3, 3. All right, right side. 1. Oof, that didn't feel good. Went way high. 3, 4. Nope. All right, gonna let off tension a little. And we're open. So like I said, I think they have a little bit of taper key pin tip. And so if I let off a little bit, I think those drop just back down a little bit so they're not overset, and then I can get the open. So you can see I have little marks drawn on here to show. If I turn it on the back, you can see that it is indeed picked. You see the outer marks don't move while the plug is turning. Now I'll go ahead and lock it back up like that, and now I can't turn it anymore. And I can't gut this. Looking at CorrectJeans video, there's stuff you have to Dremel off and whatnot, and it's not my lock, and I don't have the key. But you can take this little nut off, and I'm guessing you could just pick it like this if you wanted. There is a C-clip here, and I don't know. Maybe he got it. I think he drilled something here, and then he was able to slip off this outer sleeve. But I'm wondering. I'm not gonna do it because it's not mine. But I wonder what happens when you take this C-clip off. If there's a way to print a custom follower that will fit around this nut and line up there, and then I could follow it out. I bet I could. Maybe if I buy one or if somebody gives me one. I'll go ahead and give that a shot. Anyways, that is the 2-row VSR. Took a little bit longer than it did before, but that's the nature of being on camera. Thanks everyone. Bye.